and welcome to episode 5 of season 2 of Tac-Com. I'm Fellow Blue Dodger, joined by BChaps, Parasidian, and we have two new guests. We got Patrick Sultan and RetroTypes. RetroTypes does not have a camera, so he will just be a faceless figure. Don't worry about it.
It happens.
Retro and Patrick, do you want to introduce yourselves?
I'll let Patrick go first. I think he's got a lot more to say.
What's up? I'm Cheezmo, also known as Patrick Sultan. I'm really good with a sniper rifle, and I've been around the Gears block for a little while, and thanks for having me.
Yep, thanks for coming on.
All right, so I'm
you
CJ.
lied, Retro. You said he had a lot to talk about.
Nice.
So I'm CJ. A lot of people call me. I go by RetroTypes. I was on a couple episodes of Tac-Com back in that transitional period back in the day. But
yeah, season 1.5.
yeah. But yeah, I'm not much of a big name in Gears, but at the same time, I like to think that I've always kind of been around, lurking. I'm your average Joe on in terms of skill, but it is what it is. Take what I can get.
You're named after a retro lancer, so that's pretty big.
That's actually, it had nothing to do with my name, and looking back, like I that's the one thing I'm like, oh, I hate the retro lancer so much that I almost dislike my name for that. But yeah, that actually, I had nothing to do with my name. It just, I don't know where that, I don't know how I didn't see that either, but it happened.
Cool. So we figured, or I guess I sort of figured, a nice way for us to start off each of these streams, besides just saying who's here and who we are, sort of so you can get to know us a little bit. We'd say some interesting things. So this week I figured we'd each show or explain what our favorite piece of Gears memorabilia is, or favorite piece of swag that we got. So Dodger, you want to go first?
Well, you kind of already seen it, at least 5 times already. I also have my Reaper tags that I got from Epic. I have 3 shirts. I have the Gears War 3 beta tester shirt. I have the Epic Games gray shirt, because I think there's 3 different colors or something. And I got the dark gray with gear shirt with the double lancers in the skull.
Yeah, the cross lancers.
I don't have any of those with me right now because when I recently went on leave, went back home, I kind of forgot half my clothes. And in either way, I kind of will never wear my Epic Games shirt again because I don't want it to get stinky and I have to wash it because I have a lot of signatures on it. And I kind of learned my lesson with the other 2 because I got those signatures on the other 2 shirts.
They fade pretty easily and shrink.
Yeah, kind of lost all those signatures because I thought okay, it's been about 2 weeks since I worn them. I'll wear them today, okay. And then I washed them and yeah. Okay, that's my most prized stuff.
I guess I'll go. I've got.
What you got?
I'm not gonna go through all my stuff. Because it might take a little while. So, crap, I can't see Skype very well.
Don't worry, you're so good.
These things I love.
Oh yeah.
Nice. One, they're really nice because they're Gears and actually nice headphones. But I can't say who, but I got them for free from Epic when I used to live right over next to Epic. So that's
nice.
That's one of the reasons I really love those. Yeah, and Schwartz is mad jelly about those. But my other favorite thing is something I actually bought myself. It was really cheap. It was actually, to give you an idea of how old it was at
Gears of War underwear?
No. It's at Blockbuster. I don't know how well you guys can see over there, but that's
nice.
Turn it. Wait. There. Perfect.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's probably
that fan though.
It's probably 3 or 3.5 feet tall, maybe 4 feet tall, 2 feet wide. It's a really nice texture on it. It's not just like paper; it's framed. You got a really nice texture and everything. It's I really like that thing.
Cool. Sid,
should we go to Sid since that might be like the longest portion right there?
I got my popcorn ready.
Well, most of you guys already know I have a very extensive and vast collection of Gears merch. I can't go through all of it because we'd be here all night.
Literally a library.
I posted pictures of it on the forum if people are interested in what I have. If anything, like I have a bunch that I really like any of my Gears 2 Collector's Edition, and then one Marcus figure and one Marcus print I got. I had them all signed by John from, John DiMaggio, Marcus's voice actor at Fan Expo last year. And I got to meet him, and he was a great guy. And so I love those. But at the same time, I also really enjoy, my Gal Meat, which is a really hard thing to get. Not many people have that collectible. That was for, Gears 3's launch party in Toronto. People got that. But the one I have right here with me, it'll be my folio edition of the Art of Gears of War 3. Now, I paid $500 for this. So
did you really?
God.
Wait, yeah, after taxes and shipping. So
turn it sideways. Like how thick is it?
Ooh. So
and that's all art.
So it's the art book. And it comes in a nice leather book with a metal lancer on the cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, now I'm jealous.
But it's essentially the same art book as everyone else has, except it also came with a Clayton poster.
Your old Raven?
No, it did not. I wish. But I came one of those promotional Clayton Carmine pictures. It's a nice poster. I have it somewhere here. And it also came with a certificate of authenticity signed by Chris Perna. So, and I have, this is number 11, because 11 is my lucky number, so I had to get that one. So that's
nice.
Pretty cool.
So that's my thing. Yeah.
Jealous. And I see the window in the background, so I could probably gain access very easily. All right.
In all fairness, that window is 1 meter off the ground. So you could easily just open that window and get in my room. So if you want to, you can try.
Okay, Retro, time for you to show off your gear.
Yeah.
All right. So so I don't have a camera obviously, but I have the reason I was talking before a while back. I took a bunch I put all my gear stuff out in the living room and took a big ass picture of it, and then took individual things, and I made a little photo bucket album. So that's in the chat. That's on my favorite picture or my favorite thing, which is a trophy I got for winning a Gears 3 tournament at a convention here in Florida. I met some random guy because it was a 2v2 tournament, and I met some random ass guy, and me and him just up through the top. It was the last team was probably some of the best players I've ever played against. I mean, not that I've played competitively, of course, but I mean, just in terms of any online match I've ever played, these guys have beaten anyone I've played online, and it was literally they were about to win, and my teammate just threw this random ass frag over the blind fire, blind through it, and just as I was executing the guy, he was coming up behind me to win, and that frag blew up, and we won the fucking match, and that was the trophy we got for it, and it's pretty badass.
Hey,
nice.
While Cheezmo's going, Dodger, add CJ to your contacts on Skype. He doesn't have a camera, but at least you'll be able to see his picture instead of a blue box.
Oh yes.
Dodger dropping the ball again.
What?
Okay, well, I've got a vast collection. Maybe not as sexy as Sid's. But one of the things that I do...
This is what happens. I can't do it. No, it's going to ruin everything.
One of the things that I do hold near and dear to my heart are those...
CJ, can you do it so I can just...
Yeah, I added you.
What is it?
Are those tags that everybody got from being an Epic Reaper?
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. But the thing that I even keep at work, and it sits on my workstation, it's this guy.
Wait 1 second. Dodger's messing with the...
Oh, nice. Is that,
Hold on.
is that Onyx?
Hold on.
No one else can see it because Dodger's missing.
Yep.
Well, see now it's messed up because I had it planned on.
Oh, I can see it. I'm impressed. Did you make that?
All right, fine,
Yes,
Dodger. We don't need to.
everything.
We don't need to see his face.
Oh, I'm jelly.
This
I'm
was
Well, now
the
it's
very
too late.
No, I still got it up. This is the very first time that I tried Pepakura. And it came out ridiculously small. So if you see it ain't gonna happen.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
My
Hold
dog
on,
did
guys.
wear it once. But yeah, this is probably one of my prized Gears possessions, just because it was my very first one that I made, and of course there will be more to come.
That's pretty awesome.
Nice, man.
So now the chat sees it. I did you first since you were.
No
showing
one
up.
saw that, by the way.
No, they saw. They finally
There we
saw
go.
it.
Yeah,
Yep, there it is.
They did see it at the end there.
All right, and now everyone can see CJ's face, his mugshot.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, guys,
Everything's
for
gone.
yeah,
It's
sorry for
gone.
making Dodger.
Jeez, I
reset.
had it all nice. It's probably messed
Oh,
up for
oh,
when
Everyone look,
There I am.
look at it.
Jeez. And there's Chaps and his smiling. Jeez. Oh jeez. Now you just ruined everyone's good night's sleep.
Now
they're
everyone
gonna
gets
have
up nightmares.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
And then here comes Sid.
Oh wow, that was a creepy face, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just saw that on the replay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So-
Chaps. Take us away for our first topic.
Yep. Okay. So that is wrapping up all of our little intro things. Maybe they won't take that long in the future, but we figured it'd be something nice to just give a little more info about ourselves. So Cheezmo has to leave in the middle of the stream sometime, so we're gonna go ahead and knock out the topic involving him right at the beginning here.
Sweet.
So
Alright, we're back.
for those who don't know Cheezmo very well, I met him through GZB. He's been involved with GZB for a while. And he recently got into podcasting. He started the Liquid Curbstomp podcast. So, Cheez, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. When I started the podcast, I had thrown around that idea for a while, and I just finally decided to get it up and going, and then just run with it. It's been up for a little over a month now, and the whole purpose of starting it was I wanted it to be with Gears fans, from the community to the community, just talking straight up Gears. And then that's when I started it, I ended up finding that you guys were doing somewhat similar, but doing a live stream. The very first episode we had Sid on,
Right.
and that's really, every episode we've done, we've tried to do something a little different every time, but the content's always revolving around Gears, because that's everything that's brought us together. So I opened it up to you guys, to BChaps and Dodger, and I'm making my channel available, so when they do these types of streams, they can make an audio format, and I'll post it up for them. That way, some people, to be able to listen to you guys, I think you got to be, on a computer or on your phone and have the video going all at once. This makes it a little easier, because the people that can't watch at the same time will be able to access your content via the apps. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, and we're on Podbean. So it gives a lot more channels to be able to access Gears content.
Yeah. So, pretty much, like he said, we're a stream, like live stream video thing, and they're a podcast. But we're both groups that are community. We're parts of the Gears community, the Gears fam, and we're making videos for the community by the community. And we figured we have the same goals, really, so we're really just trying to support each other. We'll post links to all of their podcasts and stuff, and they'll, I'll edit down some of our videos to make audio versions so that they can post some audio versions of ours on their site. So, Sid, have you heard of this before?
Of what?
This merger, or whatever you want to call it, the support of each other?
I have not heard of this. I'm pretty sure it was explained to me in the agenda list, but I just quickly glanced at it and then went to work, so I did not read it.
I figured.
This is the first time hearing about it. Yay!
Yeah. So you guys can look for some updates from us soon. Sorry, CJ, I know you don't have much to talk about at this point for this current topic. But don't worry, you'll get to talk soon here.
It's cool.
We've got one more topic that's not really debating, or it's not debates or about the hot topics. It's so I always ask what are questions that the chat wants, or what questions you guys have for us. And something that's come up a lot, Cheezmo actually asked me this a long time ago, is what are the goals of Tac-Com? Like, what are we trying to accomplish? Why are we doing this? That type of thing. So I was just gonna give a brief overview of what we're doing and why we're doing it. So Nashes and I started this in the Epic Forum days, and we got a bunch of people involved in it. And that's when Sid and Dodger started joining us, becoming fairly regular on there. And we really wanted a place to communicate. And Biscuit Dough. Yeah, Biz was awesome. But we wanted to communicate Gao news to the fans and sort of talk about the news and what our thoughts were on it. And we quickly found out that it was very fun to do, and we didn't have that many viewers, but it was really fun.
Not like today, when we have 25 viewers.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it was really fun. And that's some people ask why we do this with like barely any viewers, and it was a big part of the fun, and that's part of why we came back. And then I also wanted to sort of talk about what our goals are. So, as you guys know, we don't have a crazy amount of viewers. Viewers are always nice, but we don't have a crazy amount. But we want to, we do want to try and inform people and get news out there. But also, so a lot of us are on the forums a lot, and there's a lot of conversations going on. And there's a lot of just like, I don't want to call them bad people, but there's people on the forums that don't think before they post, or they're just trolling. And we try and have the good conversations on here and weed all of that out. And we're also trying to show the multiple sides of the community. That's one of the reasons recently we brought Shwo on, and we had Shwo on for some of the shows. He disagreed with Dodger and I on a lot of things, so it was nice to bring someone on to have an opposing view. I mean, yeah, he agreed with a lot of.
I think, yeah, he disagreed with one or two things, and that's how we thought competitive should continue. But then we agreed on a lot of like other big topics, like in Gears 4, like the active reload and stuff.
Yeah, but we figured having people on like that to show another side of the argument and sort of broaden our perspective and the perspective of viewers. And it's a lot. This is all for the viewers. It's like, if you guys want to learn about the current hot topics, we're not trying to just show you what our view is on it. We want to show you the different views and show the reasoning behind those. Shwo has different views than us on some things, but he has very sound arguments for it. We want to be able to show those.
And about earlier with like all the bad people, I think Tao Devil says sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Tao, you should just leave.
Just leave. Just leave.
Okay, so there's
that's a really good idea to mix that in, because people then can't come back and say that you guys are one-sided, you know, and
yeah. Obviously we are going. It's naturally we're going to be somewhat biased. You can never be 100% objective about everything, but we try.
I mean, we're going to be biased of we want the best gears. That's the only one-sided part. If we think it makes gears better in the long run, yeah, we're going to support it.
And that's something I think a lot of people don't understand. Like in one of my huge essays I wrote on one of the few essays I've written on the forums, that's the first thing I said was I think a lot of people don't understand that when we have discussions about gears, like people attack each other on the forums, and it's not like that's not a place where you should be attacking people. It's a place where everyone's trying to make a better gears, and people need to sit back and understand that if it's not, it might not be a better gears to you, but that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean they're trying to make a bad gears for you. They're trying to make a good gears for what they think might be everyone, or at least a lot of people.
Yeah. We're not all just like with the top hats and the twiddly mustaches going, ah ha ha, trying to ruin it, all right?
Well, Sid, you can. I mean, you're a moderator on the forums. You can. Yeah. You can have that top hat. Yeah.
Oh, I'll get that mustache and I'll just go like this and be like, no. I'm too nice for that. Too nice.
So, sort of continuing off of that thing of we want the different views. Most people who are watching this will recognize that the community has split a lot in the past years between the competitive and casual, which we don't really like those terms, but that's what they're referred to as. So if there are any like competitive people who want to come on this show, we're definitely down to have you guys on, and you guys can talk about your views on things, support all the competitive stuff. We really need to bring this community back together, and it'd be really nice if we could help do that.
Oh, yeah.
So the only two other things I wanted to mention were that we want to have fun doing this, which once we stop having fun, we will stop doing these, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. We would like to get through an episode without a technical difficulty, which we already failed somewhat this episode.
I wouldn't call that technical difficulty. Come on.
And
that's like if you just go away. Yeah. It's like, power outage. Yeah. And the last thing we see is like your grinning face, and it's stuck there.
And so the one last thing is, as I mentioned earlier, the viewer count. It's like we're doing this for the community and for us to have fun and stuff. So we're not going to do whatever we can to get all the crazy viewers, but we are going to. It is nice to have more viewers out there. We like to inform the people, and obviously, the more viewers we have, the more people there are to suggest stuff to us. We can have better topics to talk about. So, if you guys ever are able to help support us by tweeting us out or whatever, it's great. Dodger, you have something to add?
Sorry, this just makes a really good platform because not a lot of people can spend a lot of time in the forums and constantly going through the threads. So, you guys get the opportunity to be able to voice this out to those people that can't sit there and go through all the threads, and you can give out all the updated information or what's hot, what's not.
So Nashes and I came up with this idea as a casual version of Active Reload. If you guys remember Active Reload, I really used to like that show. It was all competitive guys, but if when I was really busy at work or something, I didn't have time to really go on the forums much, I could watch Active Reload and pretty much get caught up on all of the news. It was competitive guys, so it was mostly competitive related, but they had this same style show where they caught you up on all the news. They went over all the topics and stuff. So that's sort of what we tried to start with, and it just sort of evolved from there.
Kind of like a TLDR of the forums.
Yeah, and get rid of all that crap in there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all I had on that topic. Do we want to move on to the next thing?
What's our next topic?
It's still about Tac-Com, but it's about the Tac-Com feature in the game.
Oh my god, let's stop talking about our own stream.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's about the Tac-Com feature in the stream. Dodger, update the current topic too.
Right. Doing it right now.
Cool. So I'll go ahead and...
Are you talking about Gears Ultimate Edition or...
Ultimate Edition set, so we're talking about Gears 4 for this one. I'm going to run through some questions real quick. If you guys all just want to give me what your thoughts are on the answers to these. So, Tac-Com bubbles, should they return? By bubbles, I mean the little bubble in the top corner of your screen that has like your teammates in it and stuff.
I'm kind of the one that showed you who's still alive, right?
What?
It showed you who's alive and who's not?
Yeah. And
yeah, because like in Gears 3, if you do Tac-Com and you're staring at a wall, you can't really tell if anyone's alive or not. But with like the bubbles, they would appear like on the top or something, and then as you turn, like they'll show like where they are and stuff. And like in Gears 3, you had to actually be looking at them to see like, oh, he's actually alive. Okay. So
In I think 2, it also showed. Was it 2 or 3? In 2, it showed what weapon they were holding, right?
That was actually the next. That was the next point on my thing. Was so it always showed what their character was. It had their name. It had the little silhouette of like, was it Cole or Ani or something like that, and then had the arrow pointing to where they were. And then they started introducing. It has the weapon on there. So if they're holding a lancer, it has a picture of a lancer down there.
I don't know. I don't know about that part.
So yeah, that was actually my next question. Was so what do you think about showing it with the weapon?
What's the benefit? That's my question as to
so
why.
one thing I really liked is you hear a torque bow charging. My instinct was to press Tac-Com. If I see a teammate holding a torque bow, I'm like, okay, it's a friendly one. If I don't, then like, oh crap, I better get in cover.
Or if like, you hear a boom shot or a hammer, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have weapons. That's good enough for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Sid, you seem skeptical about it. So
make the bubble smaller than like in Gears.
I don't know. Again, most people know I'm not a big multiplayer person.
Yeah.
But like, I feel that it's kind of like if you have the tack-on bubbles, it's kind of, I don't know if I want to say like easier kind of thing, because then I like the spontaneity. I like the idea that it's like you don't know who has what weapon kind of thing. And you have to like gauge it as you're going in the game. Whereas if I just look at that, I can see, oh, this guy has this one, this, and this. And it's kind of like,
yeah. When I'm playing with my friends, Gears is a communication-based game. When I'm playing with my friends, it's all about communicating. You got to say who has what weapon, and adds that team element to it. But then, say you go online, and you're playing with a bunch of randoms who aren't talking or something.
Yeah.
But like you said, you don't really play versus that much. Cheezmo.
It's true. I don't.
You guys got anything?
Yeah, you got a good point, because when you're playing with your friends, you guys are, communicating, but when you're playing with randoms, sometimes, you might not have that setting on to be able to hear the people talk crap to you, so, you don't hear anybody, so you can't talk to them. Use the Tac-Com, you can see who's holding what weapons on your team, so just like you said, you know how to get, if you need to get some cover.
Well, the other thing about it, like, it only showed what weapon they currently had out, right? So if he had a boom shot, but he had a shotgun out, it would show shotgun, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's also, like, but you can't show their full inventory as well. So, some give and take there. But honestly, this isn't really something that, like, I would argue about too strongly in terms of, like, I would be okay with or without. But I think something new, really. I think I think with the new, I don't know if they say it's going to be a trilogy or not, but with the Coalition doing a new Gears, like a new studio doing a new Gears, I feel like that's something that I'd be comfortable with, having a completely new Tac-Com, like no bubbles, not the way it was in Gears 3, not in Judgment, just brand new system, and I'd be okay with that.
Any idea what it would be?
Oh,
I have no idea.
Nothing particular. I mean, I'll have to think about it a little bit, but I'm not really sure. Just this isn't something that's a crazy big deal for me. So as long as it's and I trust that they'll do something good with it, no matter what happens.
I personally wouldn't argue either way. I would prefer it to show weapons, but if they don't, or if they do something new, I won't care that much.
Yeah.
I mainly use it to see where my teammates are.
Yeah, if it has bubbles, as long as it's not cluttered, then it's fine. But I mean, I use the Tac-Com a lot in Gears 3 or
I always
Gears.
Use Tac-Com.
If you guys see some of my gameplay stuff on on this channel, when I decide like, hey, I'm gonna play some Gears 3, why not? You'll see me like constantly clicking it for no apparent reason. I don't even like oh, why am I pressing it so much? But yeah,
I didn't realize how much I pressed it until Judgment, when you started randomly throwing grenades.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially at spawn too, because at spawn I always go click, where's everybody? Yep. But in Judgment it's like click, oh, dang it.
Yep.
There goes my ink grenade.
So the next Tac-Com topic. What about seeing when you press Tac-Com? What about seeing weapons and where they spawn? So like remember Gears 3, if you press Tac-Com, the sniper spawn has a little picture of a sniper on it, so you can actually, it helps you learn the maps and where all the weapons are spawning.
Are you talking about keeping it or upgrading it to so like green as in it's there, red as in it's taken? Or are you talking about that?
So well, first of all, do you want it at all where it will show?
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see it, and I think it would, just like you said, to help you learn the maps. A lot of times when you start playing any type of game, you know, and you go into these new maps, you don't know the layout, you know, unless you're a badass that sits there and looks at all the blueprints before you jump on, and you're like, all right, I know what to do.
All right,
he has everything.
And then
sure.
So actually,
stuff, yeah.
Dodger brought up the next point.
Upgrading it.
Which was, should it be a different color, or should the weapon not be there if the weapon isn't available to be picked up?
I want to say that's how it was in Gears 3, wasn't it? It was only there.
In Gears 3, it's always there.
It's always there. My opinion, I want to keep it as just like Gears 3.
I agree with Tao in the chat. He just said it needs to be static. It promotes awareness of the map. You're not going to rely on your Tac-Com. You need that communication and like sort of those mental countdowns of like, okay, snipe should be up soon. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that way, if you're not paying attention to at the bottom of your screen that somebody just picked up a weapon, you know, and you go running towards that weapon, if you weren't paying attention, then that's on you. You know, so put attention.
Oh yeah, definitely not like Halo, like in Halo 5 where, you know, it shows it's red, or I can't remember what the color was, but then when there's like 10 seconds left, it will turn yellow and it'll have a countdown of when it will spawn. No, yeah, definitely not that. I just want a static image of what the weapons are. It definitely helps with weapons that that swap per round as well. So like, let's say you just join in a match, it's like, okay, what weapon spawns are these? It's like, okay, stick around. So, but yeah, keep it a static image.
Okay.
Now, for argument's sake, could I just throw out that, like, let's just say, I'm just going to try to argue for they shouldn't be. So, like, what about the fact that when you hit, I think it's select, or, you know, whatever it is on the one, it's like that you see the map, including all the weapons and everyone's locations. So, right there, you have everyone's, like, you have all the weapons on the map.
I use that a lot, too.
So, like, one might argue, like, oh, well, what do you need it in Tac-Com for?
Yeah, that's a good argument.
It's like,
because if you're running, you know, and you press that Tac-Com real quick, you have that image, and it doesn't mess with your visibility. If you hit that the back button and it pops up the whole map, then you lose all your visibility of what's actually in the game.
Yeah, I would say it makes it a lot quicker and more fluid to be able to press it, and it doesn't take away from anything if you have that ability in there by pressing Tac-Com and seeing it. It doesn't take away, so I don't see why you would remove it.
Yeah, because I use that overview map on the beginning of rounds a lot, and because you can still run during that, and I can use the map to like, oh, I'm not going to run into anything, and I just see, okay, where are my teammates going? Because if I'm like in the lead, I use Tac-Com, I can't tell if like, oh, are they following me or are they going off to the right or left? But when I use the overhead view, it's like, okay, 2 are going, you know, to torque, 1's going to grenades and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, 1's going with me, sweet. So I mean, I use it a lot.
All right, there's just a couple more Tac-Com things. Death markers to show where teammates died. I don't know how many of you guys do this, but if say there's only like one enemy left and one of your teammates dies, and you want to see where he dies, you can actually hit the back button, and then hit B real quick, so you bring up your map, your overhead map, and it will show you a little marker showing where your teammate died, which is sort of annoying because you have to like stop your game and find where he died. But how would you like it if on Tac-Com there was a better indicator?
That would be sweet.
I think if it had like maybe like a 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, nothing long. But
yeah. So basically, kind of like a spot, like how you
like
spot
in like
somebody.
Halo, when you see a red X, it's like, oh, that person died there.
Yeah, Yeah, hey,
Okay.
there's a guy with low health on my X.
Yeah.
Like in Halo, there's always the call out on my X, on my X.
Yeah.
So,
I wouldn't be against it, but again, that's not something that like it'd be cool, but I also wouldn't care if it wasn't in.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I would definitely use it if it was in. I don't know how much I would care if it wasn't.
I'd have to see it because,
Yeah.
like, especially in Halo, like if you're playing like King of the Hill, and you've got like 8 X's, or like you're doing like some kind of big team, or or anything like that, it gets very cluttered very quickly. I know you're not going to have like 8 on 8 in years, but like even in 4 on 4 or 5 on 5, 4 or 5, 3 or 4 X's on the map, all over top of like if that's in front of a weapon or something like that, it's like, oh, suddenly what's more important? Knowing where your teammates are all dead, or knowing where the ring is, or where the weapon spawn is. I'd have to see it.
Okay. All right. So the last Tac-Com thing is either as just for a leader thing, or if someone gets spotted, seeing enemies through walls. Do you think that should be in at all?
No.
No.
Just for that one, what was it?
CTL.
CTL and
Capture
Guardian.
leader.
Guardian. Yeah. So it's like, do you think there should be a leader vision?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Like even in Capture the Leader, it just like there was. Well, I don't think Capture the Leader was a good replacement for Guardian, but I like it. That was just. I don't know. It didn't seem like it. Like you would think because both teams have it would be okay, but that's not how it works. And it just, I don't know. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think it should be there. But to one of your other points you brought up, yeah, it wasn't a good replacement for Guardian, but it was a really good mode. I actually really enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't know how to play it correctly, and they started hating on it. If you play it correctly and you have like 2 teams that are actually playing it correctly going against each other, it's a really fun game. But you don't find that often when you're doing matchmaking.
Yeah. Now, for spotting, like, spotting is interesting in that, like, it's kind of like one of the ideas that I forget who I was talking to. It might have been Typo, but we're talking about like spotting. Should the spot actually even follow the person at all, or should it stay right where you spotted them? Like, hey, I saw a person like on that spot on the bridge, and if you can't see them after that, like, why should you suddenly know where they went? You know what I mean? So why should leader, like, if you had some kind of leader vision, why, like, that's another thing that, like, one of the reasons I was against it, because I'm kind of, like, it kind of doesn't make sense for the spot to work the way it does either, really.
What about if you spot them and you can keep visual contact with them?
Yeah, if you could, then that'd be one thing.
Like, so,
like,
so the spot should follow, but let's say if he goes around a corner, that spot should stay at that corner, because now you can't see him anymore.
Yeah, that was one of the, that was basically the idea that I was talking about. Like,
Cool.
I think I was talking with Typo about it, and that's the idea that me and him were throwing back and forth.
I can see that, yeah. I would like that.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
Yeah,
with
that the chat is going off on a different topic. Are we done with the Tac-Com topic?
Yeah, we're done with the Tac-Com one.
Okay, let's talk, because the chat really loves this topic apparently. So let me type that in. Hold on, I'll type it in. Power weapons, pickup, or after use.
Pickup.
Pickup.
By the way, we have another multiplayer topic, but before we get into that, we're going to go into your campaign stuff.
Right, because I may not survive.
Oh. Are we gonna do what?
All right. My vote is for pickup.
Real quick, while you guys are getting ready to transition, I gotta bow out.
No.
As discussed at the beginning, I had to take off early. I gotta take my son to basketball practice. So, but thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's pronounced stash ball.
Ticker ball.
Ticker ball.
I haven't pumped them with steroids yet.
All right, Cheese, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Good. Let me give you guys one last look.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
There it is.
It glows.
Oh, he's gone.
All right, folks.
See you, man.
Have a
Thanks,
good one, man.
thanks
It
for
needs
on.
to be cheesy, baby.
All right.
It's probably going to take a little bit for the pictures to get corrected, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Just put a blank space in there.
we'll just wait until the Skype call corrects itself.
Yeah.
But so what's our next topic then? If we're not going to do power weapons,
Sid, does Sid have too much swagger?
That was one of the topics.
I don't think it worked. No, it didn't work.
What didn't work?
The chat thing. No. Hold on.
Does Sid have too much swagger? Huh.
It's the question everyone's been pining over.
Okay. So, Sid, we're going to go into. What do you want to talk about first? The different editions and pre-order character things, or the
Don't even have that on my list.
video and articles that just came out?
I don't even have those pre-orders on that pre-order topic on my list. I just forgot we had that. I have a bunch of stuff to talk about that article and what
Okay.
came out.
All right, go for it.
It's not. Okay, let me just paraphrase this by saying it's not the article itself or the contents of it. There's like some stuff I'm going to pick out and talk about. It's mostly the videos and artwork that we received from the article. That's
Okay.
what I want to talk about.
All right.
All right. So I have a list. All right. Okay. So first of all, before that, we got to see the remastered opening cinematic a little while ago. When was that? That was. I don't know. We got to see it a little while ago.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I
didn't
have
like it.
not seen that because I had been
All
very
right, guys,
busy.
and you guys are fans? Get out of here. Get out the stream. I'm taking over.
I don't have many thoughts on it. I've seen it, but I don't have many thoughts.
I thought it was really good. It's very similar to the original one, like almost like there's a lot of scenes that are point for point, except just like look a billion times better. There's some new additions, like I think there's that one scene where the grub jumps over cover and then Marcus turns and like saws him, and I thought that was a really cool scene that they added. One of my things I liked about it that they added was in the first game at the end where it's like the last stand and it just shows Marcus and all the grubs like charging towards him and he's just like backed in a corner firing on them, and then you hear Mira doing her like talk over top of it.
Yeah.
I liked that in the new version it's Marcus and Dom in that final scene. I thought that was nice.
I didn't catch that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was nice because the story is mainly Marcus and Dom. Like Dom is as much a part of the story and as big a character as Marcus is. Like you could easily say they're both like the two most important characters in the series. So that was nice.
Chaps.
Marcus's dad?
No. Marcus's dad.
Marcus's dad. Tal's about to lose it in the chat, isn't he?
Probably.
And then we got to also see the scene just after you got picked up by the KR unit at the slab. So it's the scene where Kim's talking to you and then you fly by and then you go to Hoffman and he talks to you. I thought it was pretty good. I liked some of the changes, like going in order. The first change was that instead of giving Marcus a canteen, Min gives him a Lancer, which apparently was just to like, deal with the whole like weird little cannon thing where you jump onto the Raven holding a hammer burst and then you jump off holding a Lancer at the square. So I guess that's the reason they replaced it. I think it works. There's not like a big change or anything, so I think it's more appropriate that he hands him the Lancer.
And now Marcus will die of thirst.
Even though in the novel, the slab, they both had Lancers the entire time.
Womp womp.
Well, I mean, I would have just assumed that if he hopped on the helicopter, that there would have
It's
been
a
an
Raven.
extra.
It's Raven.
When he got on the Raven, that there would have been a Lancer maybe on there, and he just swapped it.
That's what I always assumed. That's what it was. Still, it was weird considering that in the actual book, the slab, it talks about how Dom actually came in with a Lancer and gave him a Lancer at the beginning of the game, like the scene. Like he hands him a Lancer, but in game it's a hammer burst. that was probably a problem on Karen's part that she accidentally wrote Lancer instead of Hammerverse, because I don't know if she even looked at the first cutscene of the game. I don't know, maybe. But so yeah, there's that. Still good. All the characters look amazing. Carmine looking fabulous as always.
Getting shot, yes.
By a sniper.
And then they pans down, like they finally get to the square, and you see Hoffman, and they added 2 generics in there. They added 2 generic gears,
Red
which I like
shirts.
that, because like Hoffman wouldn't go anywhere by himself, essentially, like you think, considering he's one of the most important people of the COG. So I like that they put 2 generics there just in case.
Only 2.
And then they sit down, and then it's the whole conversation between Marcus and Hoffman. He's like, "You don't deserve to wear the armor." I kind of feel sad that they got rid of Carmine in that scene, because originally, like, it was Carmine, Marcus, and Dom were just standing there, and now in this scene it's just Marcus and Dom. Like, they just took Carmine out, and he's not even seen. I don't think he's even seen the whole scene until afterwards, probably. Which, that kind of sucks. I like that he was there in the background. Going on, we get to see Hoffman, and we get the close-up of his face, all those wrinkle textures.
All the pores.
Again, still not 100% happy the fact that they made his armor look almost exactly like Marcus's. Like, before when it was black and had little straps, I like that better, but I've said that. And then I guess we're going to get to the most jarring thing that people have been discussing. Anya.
Yeah.
Anya.
She doesn't look like a mouse anymore.
Anya.
But she still
That faceless expression, too.
looks weird.
I'll dive in, and then you guys, I'll say my part, and then you guys can go. So for me, she doesn't look like Anya. Like, if I was like, if you took that, if you took that character model, and you didn't tell like, you put in a different like scene or something like that as a like it didn't say that was Anya, I would genuinely not know that was her, because for me she looks way too different. Like, her complexion is much darker, her hair is like completely different, like it's all frizzy, and like she has these really weird like black like circles, kind of like highlights kind of thing around her eyes, and she just, I don't know, she just doesn't look like Anya to me. I wish they would have just used the civilian Anya that they had in multiplayer, because that looks good. That looked really good. I was like, why not use that in campaign? But oh well.
Well, to be
Alright.
fair, like when you compare the original Gears 1 to 2 to 3 and then to this one, they all look so different that, like, I mean, I agree with you.
Well, two
But-
and 3 isn't that big of a jump. 1 to anything is the big jump, because 1 was just ugly.
Yeah.
But 2 to 3 was more like, it made more sense.
I put a link in the chat for anyone who wants to take a look,
I got a lock.
because there was a thread that did it. I just googled it just to double check it, and yeah, that's like that really tells you all you need to know is that everyone it looks so different. Like he said, 2 to 3 is probably the closest you get, but even then, so
Yeah. So
but yeah, that doesn't
it's-
look like Anya.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's a
I-
shapeshifter.
Yeah, obviously. Well, anyways, like, it's too late to change anything now, like most of the things, so... Oh, well. But I do like the scene that when they went from, like... Because originally in the first game, it went, like, Marcus looked at her, and then she looked at Marcus, and then it was like, okay, what was that? And
Yeah,
then
that
in this
faceless
scene-
emotion she has, yeah.
And in this scene, you can actually see that, like, she smiles, and she does a little, like, thing, and it's like, oh, okay, there's something there.
I
Right?
like in Gears 2 when Anya's on the helicopter and she puts her hand over her heart. Her fingers are like, crap, I can't see Skype, but like her fingers
Yeah.
are essentially like this. It's, holy crap, who does that?
Yeah.
Live long and prosper.
So, Anya. Kind of weird looking.
I
Anyways,
just love it too. How it's like Anya, and it's like he thinks like, you know, oh my gosh, maybe she didn't make it, and then he sees her, and there's no emotion after that. It's just like, oh hi.
Damn, she made it.
oh well, they didn't show it in the comic, but
Damn,
like
she made it.
maybe they shouldn't have saved that for the comic. Maybe they should have actually put that in game.
Yeah.
Next, my issue. Now, my biggest problem with this whole scene, it's not the Anya, it's not the Hoffman, it's not the Carmine, it's none of that.
It's
It's
the
the
Raven?
fact that they missed up the Raven again.
Yep.
Each Raven doesn't have the right number. Like, why? Why? It's a number. That Raven that dropped Hoffman off is supposed to be KR-239, which is piloted by one of the... There's only like 2 important Ravens in the series. It's like 08 and 239. Those are the only 2 that remotely have any significance.
Well, 08's only significant because if you see it, it means it's going to crash, right?
Well, that's not even... 08 is was the one that Gil Gettner piloted, and she was in the whole series. Like, she's been in all the comics, all the books, and everything. And that was the one that they had originally. Like, so 08 was the one that was at the slab, and then they just kind of used that model for everything else. So, I guess they used it again in... Well, no, I think there were a couple different ones, but in some of the cinematics for UE, but they used it again for the crash scene, and that was a completely different Raven. I can't remember the name of that one. That one was insignificant. But anyways, it was supposed to be KR-239, but in the cinematic it shows KR-00. So that kind of sucks, considering that Mel Sorotaki, who was one of the other Raven pilots and is one of my favorite characters, is the pilot, and it's said in the books that he piloted that thing, and he took, like, beforehand, he was the one who piloted and took Hoffman there in 239. And in here, it shows 00. That's different. That's wrong. I like how they have, like, in that article, they explained, they talked about how some of the canon team and the story team read all the books and the comics and implemented some of that stuff. Like, I think they just said, like, welcome to the slab that, like, the blood painted on the wall. Yeah. I was like, that was cool. That's a neat thing. And there's some other, like, neat stuff that I saw when I got my hands on with it that they added. But, like, these are the things that I've said recently, like the Raven stuff, that is really easy to fix. And I don't know why that was left out. Like, you added so much other cool stuff in. Like, I think the details from, like, the Kim versus Rom scene with the Rom having his messed up face from Rom's shadow, and, like, Kim, like, even got in Rom's shadow, you can see that Kim got hit in the face by one of the Krill, and that's why, and, like, he has a little scar on his lip in UE. So
Sid, you should make a thread, like, when you go through Ultimate Edition the first time. Here's everything that's wrong.
Well, no,
it should be like a series, like Sid goes through the Ultimate
Edition. Oh wait,
aren't
you streaming your first playthrough with Jack?
Maybe, I don't know.
It'd be like a highlight reel of him just complaining about, like, that's
wrong.
Like,
hilarious stream.
The idea was thrown around on Twitter, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, again, I respect the team and that they added a bunch of really cool stuff in, but there was some of that stuff that is, that shouldn't have been, like, left out. If
like the Chaps sign.
Fuck your Chaps.
You complain about the numbers on a Raven, on a generic Raven, that you don't even know what the pilot's face is.
It's important.
Yeah, but is not the possessive apostrophe? Isn't that important?
Chaz is the only one who actually cares about that apostrophe.
Well, of course, because it's Chaps.
According to Schwartz, it's the reason that the Locust exist.
Probably.
Kim could not have killed Rom. Okay, no.
Alright.
Barrett stopped him from getting killed.
What?
Sorry, Bull Sponge is in the chat.
I don't know. I don't think Kim could have made it. I think he would have been eaten alive before he got to him. But
yeah,
maybe I don't know. Kim was he was tanking it for a little bit there, so he might have could have gotten a good shot in. I do like that in the scene. It shows, like, the one that Hoffman got on, that it just landed, like, as you landed. Its rotors were still spinning, like, it just got there, which is what happened in the book. That was nice. Lastly, Sniper shot the 2 generics, or shot the 1 generic in the head, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then the other generic gets, like, shot, like, just randomly.
Sid, I can't believe you break these down so well.
So that was really nice.
It's ridiculous.
And then I'm not done. I'm not even done yet. And then they finished the conversation, and then, like, Hoffman gets back on the chopper, which in the first game I don't think he ever did. I think he just said, like, the battle ended, and they kind of just walked a bit, and then your team just kind of walked away, and Hoffman was just still standing there. And this, he actually gets back on the chopper, I think, and leaves. So that was nice. Last cinematic we're going to talk about. I can't remember where it was shown. I think it was probably the same article. It might not have been, but it was released. It was when you finally get on the Tyro pillar. So it shows like the campaign scene where you're fighting up to the train, and once you get to the door, the Berserker shows up, and it bursts through the crates, and then all that delicious gears crunch everywhere.
Yes.
I love that. That's like a 3D moment where all those boxes of cereal come at you. It was good. It was very nicely done. I do like how I think they said it in the article that all the Berserker models now have like the chains, like the clasps attached to their forearms, which makes sense. Like in the original game, they didn't have those. Why the hell would you want a Berserker running around? Like, it kills Locust as much as it kills like Cog. So,
when they first showed it, it was being held down. It smelled you and it broke free, and it's just like, oh, and suddenly it had no evidence of ever being shackled.
Yeah, so like they put it in the new version of the Berserker scene, they have it shackled, and then in this scene they have another one. This is a different one, and it's shackled, which I'm hoping all of them were like that because it makes sense. You never want a Berserker not shackled down, essentially.
Yeah.
So wait, Sid. So you saw the Ultimate Edition version of the Berserker on the train?
No, it's out. It's out.
Oh, does it show it actually getting on the train, or does it just appear out of nowhere? Like,
I think it jumps onto the train. I can't remember. I only watched it once. I think it jumps on the train, or it was in a crate. I'm pretty sure it jumps on the train.
It's in a crate with like Solid Snake.
I remember seeing it online, and that's how I saw it. Because I never saw it in that wasn't one of the ones I saw in the studio, so it had to be online somewhere.
Hey, Bullet Sponge, we've actually talked about this on a couple episodes. I think we expect to see Scourge.
I expect
Pretty nice. If they don't do it, that's fine.
It's not fine. It is not.
If they do it, that's nice. So there's not much else I want to talk about. There's still there's two.
What about the new artwork?
Yeah, and there's that. But before that, they showed some Baird concept art for UE, where it showed like the transition from his like Gears 1 model head to his UE head. And it looks good. Like, Baird was an ugly, ugly man.
Yeah.
Jigs did not dig the Baird.
So,
had as much wrinkles as Hoffman.
He kind of looks, his new update one looks a little bit more to his Judgment head, which should be, considering it went Judgment and then this. So, that's nice. I like that they showed the concept art for his whole body. So it was essentially just the generic Cog armor. And it was really neat that, like in the first game, everything was very muddy, dark. In this shows like the nice yellow like striping, like the pin striping kind of thing on the armor, which like accentuates the details. We don't see that much in game. I don't even know if it is. I know there's some of it. Like I think the strap on Carmine's helmet is there, but it's not really shown much. But it looks really nice on concept art. Like it makes everything look like pop more. And then the last thing, JD and Kate. I'll say now that I saw that JD concept art the moment I walked into the studio. Like we walked into like the artist section, and then bam, right there on the wall, a giant poster. I was like, oh! And then I didn't see that Kate one. I haven't seen that one.
Dodger.
What?
I'm just now seeing the giant topic.
Sid's story time.
Right. Sid's story time.
Yep. Yeah. Or him, I'm
geeking out on the story.
So Sid, how about that
Sid's
new
nerdgasm?
That new art for Gears 4?
Looks good. So again, like I saw the JD one and didn't see the Kate one when I went to the studio.
That is our.
So I would like.
I'm just showing the images right now, like that. That's.
I can point something out about the JD one.
Mm-hmm. I bet you will. I bet you're going to point out that thing that everyone's pointed out. Right. Go ahead. Say it.
Yeah, it's going off of what people have pointed out. I think we now know that JD's name is actually Jake, and the J stands for Jake, and he is Jake from State Farm wearing his khakis.
I did not see that coming. Well played.
Those khakis, though.
We're good.
I can't believe that thread has so many hits on it.
I'm not
Gears
close.
of khakis.
That thread's hilarious. Well, they're not doing anything wrong, so.
Provost, it's not constructive. Go close it.
I think he's in the chat. Wait,
He is, yeah.
He is in the chat.
Oh, he is. We love you, man.
He's saying bad things about you in the chat, Sid.
He's not, is he? Oh no, he is. Yeah, it looks good. I guess we like most of it is like, it's still concept art. I guess the big thing everyone pointed out was JD had a tattoo on his arm. I guess that's the big takeaway from this. I saw a lot on the forums where it's like, oh, it's a phoenix, blah. I think people are kind of grasping at straws
Yes,
at
because
that.
everyone knows what a phoenix looks like. Yeah, because they exist in real life.
I saw your post, Sid, and yeah, it looks a lot more like an eagle to me
Well,
or something. Or
To
a
me,
hawk.
it doesn't look distinctive to any kind of bird. It looks like a hawk or an eagle,
Yeah.
maybe like that, a bird of prey, but it doesn't look like a phoenix can look like anything. It's possible it might be, but I don't think that's definitive. Like people are like trying to say that's concrete. It's not really. That looks like the image is, it's not detailed enough for us to see what kind of bird it is. So I think for now it's maybe just supposed to symbolize maybe what platoon he's in, or a squad, or
Hunger
regiment
Games.
even. Something like that maybe.
It's a Hunger
So-
Games bird.
So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what it's about. And then moving on to Kate, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure there's a thread on it already. Someone was talking about how Kate, like her race and stuff like that.
Schwartz was talking a lot about that on Twitter.
I think someone mentioned she was like Pensanga. I can't even pronounce it. Pensanga, yeah. The same race as Bai and Cho.
You were probably reading all of Schwartz's comments. Then
It was, I don't know, some guy named Rusted Core, I think, made it.
it was Rusted Core. Okay.
Something like that. I can't remember. I
He's
haven't.
been banned a few times.
Well, yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm
no,
not-
whatever.
anyways, I don't know. She doesn't look like it. Like from the campaign, from what we saw in the gameplay footage, she looked about the same height as JD almost. And JD, I assume, is a regularly sized guy. The Pensanga were really short. Like, I
Yeah.
think Bai was like half the size of Hoffman, essentially, almost. Or like, his head went up to where Hoffman's shoulders were. So that.
Does
so
the coalition know this?
I don't know, maybe. They should.
They should know a lot of things, Sid.
They know a lot of things. Anyways, I don't think she is. I don't think she is that race. It's possible, like, because again, we don't know who the parent, like the parents are. Maybe one of the parents was from Paisania, but she doesn't look like she has the features. The thing is, they were based on like Gurkhas and different types of people like who came in, and I can't remember. Right? It's somewhere on my wiki. I'll have to look it up. But
You don't have the wiki memorized?
not everything. Most of it, yeah, but not everything. Anyways, they look very like Gears Universe version 8 of Asian. Essentially, that's kind of what they look like. Their facial features are, and Kate doesn't look like she has any of those features. So I don't think I don't think she is from there. And then there's another like thing where people were talking about like maybe she's an islander, considering like the tattoos and like just how she's dressed and stuff like that. Not really. Islanders like the tattoos like they have like Pad, Bernie, Ty. They're all like the very tribally tattoos, like with the like the circles and like the different like marks like that. Her tattoos are mostly like they're very like definitive, kind of like she has like the red triangles going down, and it looks very different than what the Islander tattoos we've already seen are. So I don't know if she's from an Islander. Her tattoos more resemble like something Sam had. Like Sam had that like the big bird and had like the red like marks going down around it. It resembles more of that style tattoo than like an Islander tattoo. But I don't know.
I love this. Like, go back and look at the timeline. I'm pretty sure Schwartz tagged you in all of this. He was saying like the same exact stuff. It was
Really?
pretty funny. Yeah.
I haven't looked at my Twitter in forever, so I think because I've been working so much, so I haven't. Swords, I'm sorry if you said this, and I'm just kind of like stealing your thunder here, buddy.
Well, I know he tagged me in it. I thought he tagged you, but I don't know.
But yeah, there is something there. She's got like the little beaded like choker thing. So I don't know. Stuff, people.
Stuff.
So
Yeah.
what about the fact that even best case, if she is as tall as JD, she's so skinny she must weigh 100 pounds.
She is tiny.
100 pounds wet. Yeah. And with the armor,
So-
100 and what? 130 maybe. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's is that something that everyone is okay with? Because I'm not entirely sure I'm okay with that. Like the fact that she's a freaking twig.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. And I
Show
saw
it
a couple
again.
conversations on Twitter that.
Let me just rewind it back for a second because I found this. What I wanted to say earlier. Nepalese, people like men from Nepal who fought in the British Army. That is what the Pansanga were based off of when Karen wrote the books. All right, now let's go back. Yeah, I saw. I think Vitzi. I think she was.
Yeah, it was
talking about
Vitzi.
Yeah, Vits.
Yeah, I saw that conversation, and I don't know. I agree with it. Like I liked, like genuinely, I like how like Helena had her armor. Like I like that. I thought that was fine. Like she had full armor, just like essentially like how Adam had back in the day, and that worked really well. Like even though she was female, she still had the armor, and she was still like kind of bulky because of it. And the same went for like Gil in the comics. She wore like the full armor kit. So I don't know. I would prefer to see that. It looks nice, but I don't know. I'm not your god.
Get up, Jazz. Get on. So apparently we're both logged in on Tac-Com.
So Tac-Com just posted the same thing like twice in a row. Okay, Sid, carry on.
No, I was just saying that I like Steve's saying. I don't know. It would like. I don't think it's bad. Like the design is nice, but I wouldn't mind more armor. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I'd say she needs
Shivas would rather
more armor.
have less armor, but you know.
Well, like more armor, sure, but like if like even with what she has now, it doesn't seem like she needs to put on 20 pounds to just even wear what she's currently wearing, let alone more armor. You know what I mean? Like a 100-pound girl ain't wearing 50 pounds of gear and gonna run around like the guys do in gears.
Yeah.
Do we know how much? I don't think we know how much the COG kit weighs. I don't think so.
I think
it's gonna range around 40
I would assume
40 to 70 pounds, depending if it's like that summer or winter gear.
Oh yeah, the winter gear is is a lot more. The summer gear is a lot less, which I think is what she was wearing.
Yeah.
Because I think her armor is based off of the armor set Anya or Sam wore. I can't remember.
Yeah, because
Just
this
take a
thing
look.
goes on your front piece. Yeah, this thing weighs quite a bit. This is bulletproof material. It's a plate. Yeah, I get to wear this sometimes.
She wears essentially the same kit as Anya wore. I think the only difference is that the straps might be a little bit different style, like the light ups, like the light up straps.
Someone also mentioned that it looked like there was some carbon fiber design on some of the parts. I didn't look at it that closely, but that would also reduce the weight a lot.
I think that was on JD's armor.
Okay. But yeah, that would reduce weight.
Should I show the image again?
You'd have to zoom in a lot, I think.
They can do that.
Anything else about that article you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. Is there anything else anyone else wants to talk about? That was my main things.
I had one point before we move on from it that I was going to bring up.
Okay.
So whoever was on Twitter today, probably, or was it? Yeah, it was today. Saw all the hate being thrown out there about the people who got to go playtest
Oh, yeah, just yep.
the
It
four
always
people.
happens.
Yeah, I mean, it always happens, and
Why
wasn't So- I
picked?
Brutality apparently got a lot of hate for it, which
she shouldn't.
yeah. So I just want
She's
to
a
throw some
good
things out there.
person.
Yeah, she's a really good person. She's not the best player out there. She's not bad, but she's definitely, she's not the best. So there's some competitive people who are like, why aren't you getting the best people? But she's someone who's been involved in the Gears community, the competitive community, and she interacts with the casual players. She's been there since the beginning. She's been a big name, like, she's one of those people.
And it's not about the best. It's about who's the most, objectively, who can criticize, and actually give good criticism and actually get the word out.
The fact
you also want people who care about it, and she cares a lot. Like
she really cares, and like she's one of those people that if you ask anyone who is in the Gears community, if you mention her name, they know who it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like there's some people who you could mention, and like all the competitive people would know who it is, or all the casual people would know. But pretty much everybody, casual or competitive, knows who she is. She's a good person, goes between both of the groups really well. Like, she definitely deserved to do it.
Yeah. So. No, absolutely. I don't know. I was at work all day, so I don't know who got to do that, what the list was, or whatever. But like, I do know I did see some stuff involving her, and
there were 4 people. It was Immortal Spawn, who I absolutely agree he should have gone. Mm-hmm. He breaks everything down really well. He's a good player. Then there's Brutality. There was Strangulate, who now works there.
Oh, okay.
And then I think Mavo is the last one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who the first or last person is, but
okay. Competitive players.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah. Immortal Spawn's a captain of raw talent, and he seems like a really smart guy.
Seems like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, a lot of people who are watching this aren't the people who are throwing out the hate, but that's how development works. They bring in people. Don't hate on people just because you're jealous that you didn't get to go.
Well, this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time this has happened either, right?
Yeah, no, it happened for Judgment too.
So I mean, I'm pretty sure they all expected it, and I'm pretty sure they were told that when they got picked. Like, hey, you look at what happened. This is probably gonna happen again. So, but it's definitely all undeserved, and it's really classless of a lot of people to go and attack people to try to when they went, it was literally, oh, I got invited to go make this a better game, and you're gonna hate them for that.
And then Judgment came along, and then everyone blamed them for it.
I love that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like there's only so much that the players can do. So I mean,
I've got one more topic to talk about. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes.
15.
So, do you want to cover this last topic, or do you want to wrap it up for the night and save it for next time?
What's the topic?
What's the topic?
It is on ranking systems and stats.
Ah, boo! Boo!
Actually, we could probably do this one pretty quickly. Sorry.
Well, I think Sid's done for the night now.
Yeah, Sid, this one actually should be pretty quick.
All right, I'll just sit here and be the eye candy.
Oh yeah, you're taking Biscuit Dough's place. Apparently, he was the eye candy last time. All right. So, how do you guys want a ranking system to work? Do you want? I think a lot of people want the true skill, like skill-based thing, and then there's a lot of people who want the. There's some people who really like the XP-based thing.
I was gonna say, show me where all most of these people would like the XP based.
I personally want XP based, but I also want the true skill thing. I think the perfect example of a ranking system,
quick match.
I think Halo 2 and 3 had it pretty much perfect. You have your level
Halo
3. Yeah, mostly 3, where you rank up across the board as XP based, and then ranked game modes you also have your true skill. And it was independent of the different modes. And it was absolutely wonderful. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd rather have that, you know, ranking system for ranked matches per game type, and then because there's a lot of people who, you know, are great on execution and stuff, but maybe they lack in King of the Hill.
Yeah.
And then, but for
They
quick
play so
matches, have experience things, you know, like level 1 to 100, maybe, or have no ranks at all. And it's quick match.
Well,
But
when you
as
also look at 1 to 100, are you looking? Because I mean, they put re-ups in UE. They're probably going to have re-ups in.
Oh, I love
Gears 4.
re-ups.
So, are you also taking that into account, or are you putting level 1 with a level 1 re-up?
I just want to say that I do not like the achievements for re-ups. All right.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't play multiplayer, that sucks. All right, back to your topic.
Yeah.
I'd say it should be true skill matchmaking for definitely for ranked. I think in quick match it should be true skill, but have a little more. It should lean a little more towards faster matchmaking time.
Faster and better connection.
Yeah, connection, obviously.
Yeah. The main thing is, like, we need something besides just a pure XP, because there's going to come a point where it's just a matter of how long you've played the game, and it has nothing to do with how good you are.
Yeah, that's why we like that true skill thing for like, the ranked.
So I mean,
and not a hidden one, right? Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, not
hidden.
Because all right, that's another thing. Everyone says, "Oh, this game sucks. It doesn't have a true skill system." It does, but it's hidden. Yeah. But it also really sucks. I believe
Microsoft's fault.
Microsoft requires every game to have a true skill system if they have matchmaking on it.
If it's ranked, if it's classified as ranked, it has to use Microsoft's true skill. Yeah.
It has to use Microsoft's or one that Microsoft approves. Like Halo doesn't use Microsoft's, but they have their own that Microsoft has approved. So yes, there is true skill in Gears.
It's because it doesn't want to piss off Bungie, but then they still did piss off Bungie. So.
Okay. Let's go into stats real quick.
Stats.
Do you want KD to show?
Kills, yes. That's my thing. Win, loss, kills, assists, ring captures, objective stuff. No deaths.
I also really want points per game or points per death.
Yeah. Points per game and then points per round, I think, would be good.
I think points per death is probably better, actually. Because the round could go forever.
That's true.
Yeah. Because, as long as, like, in general, like, especially when you're playing objective-based modes, like, if you're going, like, you can have people, if you're looking at kill death, you have those people that farm King of the Hill, and they don't play the mode at all they do is farm people. And yeah, their KD looks awesome, but they're not playing the game correctly, and they're ruining it for other people. So that's where a point system, like, oh, I went and capped 20 rings, I only killed 3 people, but I capped 20 rings. You know, you still did something worth showing off. That's where a point system comes in, and it's much better.
Someone, Minja brought up, do we need to have social and ranked, or should we consolidate them?
Personally, I'd like to see just one, but at the same time, we'd need a really good, like, ranking system to do that.
It's hard though, because I don't play ranked very much. I do sometimes, but it's like, okay, I have a team of people, I want to go play this style. A lot of the times I'm just messing around with my friends, I want to go play quick match, and I don't want to have that style game. So,
well, see, the only reason that ranked has the style it has now is because it's separate. If you put everyone in one, you're gonna have, like, essentially, rather than have, it's not just gonna be sweaty hardcore.
But then imagine the true skill system, where it's like, the true skill system is gonna be completely flawed if it's not separated like that. Because then you'll have times where I'm going and doing really well, and I'll be ranked pretty well in true skill, maybe. And then you have the times where I'm just messing around.
Sorch made a comment saying, you know, splitting them up caters to all different playstyles of Gears players. Casual people don't necessarily want to deal with hardcore gamers. But if the true skill system works correctly, casual people will never play against the top tier people.
But then there's a lot of people like me, and I know there's a bunch of other people like me out there who we like to play somewhat competitive. I'm not in lands and stuff, but we play to win, play hard sometimes, but then
That's not competitive.
And there's a lot of times where we just mess around and play for fun. And so it really throws off. Like, if I want to play, like, hardcore, I feel like I should be able to go to ranked and get into that, and it should be based off of the true skill system that they have when I want to play with that style. But if I want to just mess around and have fun, I can go to quick match, and it's not going to put me with those really, like, hardcore people.
Yeah. I mean, I could lean to both sides. If I can lean to, you know, one playlist, you know, just regular matchmaking, but then if they split it up, ranked and quick match or casual, however you want to say it, they have to make ranked have a good incentive. Other than, like, in Gears 3, it was just more XP.
Yeah.
Which,
Dodger, are you dropping frames?
no.
Okay.
Am I?
I'm not sure if it's on my side or what.
Yeah, I think it's just your side. Everything looks good to me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if you're gonna consolidate it, you'd have to have a really, really good system, and I honestly don't know if they'd be able to pull that off. Honestly, I mean, it'd be great if they could, but they're more likely to mess things up, honestly, to consolidate them into one than to leave them separate. So I think in the long run, they're probably just gonna leave it separate and just try to do a true skill in ranked.
So there's two other topics that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, jeez. Sorry.
About stats. So the first one is something other games probably have done this in the past, but the first game I saw it in was Titanfall. They had stats for your previous 10 games. So you have all your normal stats, but then it has previous 10 game stats. So maybe I was playing today and I was doing really bad. Tomorrow I'm playing and I'm doing really well. It could show, hey, here's your past 10 games. Titanfall had a little bar chart showing, like, hey, here's how you did over the course of the time. And it gives you a better idea of how you're doing at that moment, or at that point in time, as opposed to, like, your overall. Or maybe you really sucked when you first started playing and now you do really well. So that's just one thing I sort of really liked looking at that in Titanfall. And I think it'd be cool if they had that here.
Yeah.
When it comes to stats, I feel like that's one thing where if they have the time to put it in, like, why not? Like, if you want to filter your stats by, like, just individual things or checkbox certain things and compare it to other people, like, whatever you want to do with stats, as long as it's something that the community that won't make a toxic community, I'm okay with it being in.
Sid's left us. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's like you're saying with the past 10 games. I see no reason why that shouldn't be in, other than if they don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see, like, maybe like the last 50, maybe. I don't know.
I liked the shorter one, but
definitely not 100, but yeah.
Yeah. The one last stats thing is something I definitely don't think that they will include, but I would sort of like it if they did. So private matches. They include stats for private matches currently, right?
Hold on, our viewership just dropped like 5 people because Sid left. Wait, Sid, we need you back.
But yeah, they show stats for private matches, right?
You mean, was it included or was it separate?
It was included on a lot of your things, like your overall stats had it included.
Okay.
One thing I would really like is an option. We'll either completely keep those off or have an option to turn them off. I see private matches being used for 2 main things. One is for competitive players, which is one reason I'd say stats should be tracked in private, because the competitive players can then see their stats from when they're doing that. But then the other thing it's used for is, like, Friday nights I do GZB, Gears and Beers, where I sort of don't want my stats tracked in that, because Yeah, I might not do so well on some of those nights. So it'd be cool if there was an option to like toggle stat tracking on and off for private matches. So it's like, hey, I'm playing with all my friends and we're doing like scrims or something. Okay, yeah, I'll have stat tracking on, and then, oh, GCB night's here. I better turn stat tracking off.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like when viewing the stats afterwards, filter them out and look at them separately.
No, I'm talking about like just pre-game lobby, one of the options or something. Sort of like friendly fire on. Do you want stat tracking on or off for this game?
That's interesting. I don't know that giving the player the option is the best way to go, just because I feel like they would just turn off the ones they don't want anyone to see. But I don't also don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird idea.
Yeah, Gunner, I don't know how practical it'd be. It's something I've thought about. I don't care about my stats that much, but I think it'd be cool if they could do it, but it'd probably be pretty difficult.
Oh, he does make a good point. That does sound like something that would make it much easier to hack.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I had. Besides the announcement that you can get all those pre-order characters, and there's the Ultimate Edition and Deluxe Edition.
I have one more.
Okay.
I guess we should have done when Cheezmo was here. But what version of Ultimate Edition are you guys getting? So like the standard, the disc, the digital, or even the deluxe version?
Sid, go ahead.
Maybe someone else should go. I'm eating food right now.
Okay, fine. I personally, I feel really bad about not getting a physical disc because it's Gears, but I've started to go digital because it's really convenient. And Schwartz and I started doing the home sharing thing.
Yep.
So the home sharing is really nice.
What's that?
I'm going
exactly? It sounds familiar, but I forgot what it was.
It's essentially where we can share our digital games with each other. I can explain it to you later.
Oh, that one. Okay.
But yeah, so we can share our digital games. So like Schwartz bought Batman, I'm buying Gears, that type of thing. But we can both play them.
Yeah, I do that with a friend too.
I'm the Batman.
Yeah, so I'm getting digital. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm getting deluxe. The completionist in me wants me to get it, but at the same time, I don't know if the $20 is worth the 2 characters and the 36 static skins.
10 of them are animated.
36 static, 10 animated, and 2 characters. I don't know if that's worth $20 to me.
Wait, I know it's Griffin. What's the other one?
Civilian Marcus, but it's essentially the Journey's End Marcus.
Yeah.
So at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm in like the same boat. I haven't decided yet. I haven't even pre-ordered it because I haven't decided which one.
I haven't pre-ordered either yet.
If Adam Phoenix was only available in the deluxe version, it would be like just, yep, I'm getting deluxe just for him. That's worth $20.
I may have gone for it if Adam Phoenix wasn't only in that one.
Yeah. But for me, I am undecided.
Are you definitely going digital?
So I will be going digital. I think it'll be like one of my last digital ones until I can get like a better hard drive.
Oh yeah, the hard drives nowadays. I think I had to clear like 4 games because I was at 99%. So but yeah, I'm gonna do digital. I'm probably gonna do the deluxe, just because I'm a completionist. But it's gonna be a pain with all these freaking pre-order characters.
No, you know what the completionist problem is gonna be? Is the community skins.
Oh jeez.
There's 8 different ones.
Yeah.
There's 8 different community skins that you can get.
Oh boy.
For
yeah.
what?
So.
Jack gave some of them away for the contest and stuff.
I have no idea about those.
Come on, Sid, step your
Apparently,
game
I'm
up.
not as much in the loop as I thought.
Yeah, and you're ridiculing me.
Maybe you should stop eating so much and start paying attention.
Listen, maybe you should stop scheduling these when I need to eat.
Well, I was good all day today, but apparently Chaps wants to do it every time at 8 o'clock.
I worked all day and I got home at 7:45.
Yeah.
I had just enough time to
you can't eat at work?
I work at a pool.
You can't swim after you eat, Sid.
That is a stupid rumor.
Yeah, I know,
like
it's a
myth.
rumor. All right, let's wrap it up.
So I already pre-ordered it at GameStop physical. I'm gonna get the digital as well, and then
Deluxe.
yeah.
Okay,
Both
good.
Deluxes.
So the physical's gonna stay in the box. He's gonna
Wait, why are you getting?
the Sid Deluxe?
Oh,
That's what
you're
he's gonna
keeping
get.
it in the box unopened.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'll pick up a disc later on when it's a lot cheaper, just to have the physical disc and add it to the collection. But for now, yeah, I'm just gonna get the digital.
And for the pre-order characters, I'm only really interested in Savage Grenadier Elite is one of my favorite locusts, so I need him. I really like Savage Drone, so I want him. And then, well, I kind of obviously need Adam Phoenix. Like, you know, like we started the thing, and now I kind of need to, you know, I need him. But I think, like, everyone's worried. It's like, oh, there's like 13 pre-order skins. Oh, it's gonna be hell getting them. You know, I'm gonna have to go on eBay. I think maybe you guys should just kind of calm down a little bit. Wait till after launch. All right. You know, the coalition hasn't said anything about it. You know, maybe it's possible they bring them all out for marketplace. They haven't confirmed anything.
Just to be clear, you don't have insider info on that. You're just saying that.
I'm just saying it, but
Yeah.
you know, it's you know, I'm just saying it. But
You're not.
I think that's
Yeah.
what you should wait. But if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. You can buy it for that much on eBay as well. I will, and you can. Do you want? You can buy it on eBay, and then you can send me a picture on Twitter, and I'll be like, okay, nicely done, and then.
If they do release them later, I'm really hoping it's not like they did with Gears 3 and make a limited edition version.
Those skins sucked. Those limited
Yeah, if you're gonna release it the way it was, you know.
Yeah.
Your
Savage Grenadier Elite is like red. And I was like, ugh. No, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Dodger. Dodger's trolling me now. Okay.
Okay.
Let's sign off here.
Any closing thoughts? You four? Did he just fall?
What?
Sid is down. Sid is down.
Oh, boy.
I'm not looking at Skype. All right. So, CJ, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Mhm. And Cheezmo, if you ever get to watch what happens after
Bye.
you leave. Bye, Sid.
Bye.
Yeah. So, CJ, thanks for being on. Cheezmo, you'll probably watch this or listen to it sometime. So, thanks for joining us. Look forward to doing stuff with you and the Liquid Curbstomp. Chat. This was probably the most people we've had in a stream so far. Not currently right now, but in the middle of the stream we were in the 30s, so that was good.
Yeah.
We're
so popular now, guys.
Oh, so popular.
We're international like that one guy in his radio station.
So, yeah, spread the word about this, and we'll catch you guys next time. We don't have a date for the episode yet, but we will let you know.
And
All right.